It's been 2 months, can you believe it? 2 months of not being on the road, and we've decided to make a video today to talk to you about what we've learned in 2 months of not living nomadically.
It has been a change for sure, but something I think a lot of you guys watching this are already used to. But Nellie and I have been living nomadic since September 2017. And this is the first time we've been in the same place for 2 months since then. So for us, it's really quite new. And you might not understand that. So we thought it'd be interesting to make a video about what we've learned in the last 2 months of being in one place.
Yeah.
What have you learned? We haven't rehearsed this at all, by the way.
No, this is all
a conversation.
a normal chat.
Right off of the top of our heads.
I think off the top of my head, I think my office environment has changed a lot. So working nomadically on the road, we've had our offices are constantly changing. So we work from airports, from planes, from cars, but also from Airbnbs, of course, real places. But these places always change. So we never really know what we're getting into before we get there. And then we have to work with what we've got. So having a stable internet connection.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is a big part of that.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And having a set office that I can go into every morning and my laptop's already set up. And I don't have to worry about whether the internet's going to be stable enough to have calls or do the things that I need to do. So that's a huge difference, and I think one for the better.
Yeah, it's an advantage. And on top of that, I've got a separate space here, this temporary studio, as was introduced to you in the last video. And Nellie works downstairs. So we're really lucky to be in this house that has enough space for us to be separate when we're working, because sometimes in Airbnbs, we don't have a lot of money, so we'd only be able to rent a studio.
Most of the time,
yeah. And the studio is, bedroom, living room, kitchen are all the same room. So you're eating and sleeping and working in a confined space for a long amount of time. So the last 2 months having our own separate work areas is a big one for sure.
Yeah, not only work areas, but areas in general. I think for our relationship, it's been good. Because we spend more physical time apart. And we also do things together that we never thought we would do together. Like
what?
Rollerblading.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Nellie's brother has a set of rollerblades that fit me perfectly. So I got back into rollerblading, which is kind of funny. It reminds me of being a kid. I don't think I've been on rollerblades since I was 10. What else, though? What else have you learned in 2 months of being here? We really haven't traveled at all. The restrictions in Germany haven't been as strict as the UK or other countries like Spain or Italy, but we haven't been able to go anywhere outside of 5 kilometers of the house, and we haven't even done it anyway to try and respect the social distancing and the whole lockdown environment. But
we have still been able to go for walks and runs and stuff, and I think touching on that too, staying fit and staying healthy is easier when you're not traveling, because especially with things like doing groceries and getting healthy foods, sometimes when you're traveling you have to just deal with what you have. You have to buy groceries in tiny grocery stores, or you go out eating a lot and you don't have the same control over how you eat and how much you exercise while you're traveling. And here we've been having that, and that's been really nice.
Yeah, you are really good at exercising on the road, though.
Yeah, that's true.
If you guys don't know, Nellie exercises every day, and you even made a fitness video from when we were in Malta on your channel.
Yeah.
So what do you think of eating healthy and being able to control what you eat and exercising where you are at home on your daily routine or whatever it is? I think that's something that I've always been kind of afraid of, is having this set routine, because I feel like I'm going to become kind of mundane, and then everything's just going to meld into one, and time goes by. And realistically, that's kind of happened for me. I feel like the last 2 months have flown by.
Absolutely. Time goes by a lot faster.
Exactly. We've been lucky to be busy, even though finances, especially for me, have been just crippled, absolutely smashed. I've still at least got some projects that I can work on, which is nice, kind of more long-term stuff. So I find myself sitting here at this desk, working and trying to make these projects a reality, and time just flew by. April was gone.
Yeah.
So
and now my maze are almost gone. So
yeah, really. Like, do you have that same experience in your everyday life with this routine? Because I found that when I was traveling and working on assignment and doing workshops, it seemed to go by a bit slower. It was like every couple weeks.
Which is funny because you would think that it's the opposite. If you're like if you have a lot of experience every day, like the day is packed with like events and things, that time would go by faster, but it's the opposite.
No, I think it makes it feel like you're doing more
Yeah.
and it's slower. But let us know what you think in the comments.
Absolutely.
What else? What else have you learned in 2 months?
Yeah, I think on that same note, like financing, I think we've probably saved a lot of money.
Definitely save money.
Because
we're at your mom's house though.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
rent
I
is
think
very minimal. We are paying though.
it doesn't really count. We do pay my mom a little bit of
Yeah.
rent, yes. But we underestimate the costs that we have for travel on like a daily basis when we're traveling. It's not only like eating out, but of course it's also like planes and
Trains and automobiles.
moving, and buying stuff that I don't know, like shampoo that here we only have to buy once, but when we're traveling we have to make sure that it's only carry-on size, like all that like little details. I think overall I have definitely saved a lot of money, and I'm still making like as much or not like even more than I did before. So yeah, it's good for my finances.
It's easier to control your accounting. So as you guys know, we're both small business owners. We manage all of our own accounts. And you're right. In the last 2 months, I've saved money. Like luckily, because I'm not making any more money, so it's nice that I have less expenses. But again, we're lucky that your mom has the space that we can stay here. Because if we were paying rent, that would be by far our most expensive output, I guess. You know, like rent in Hamburg is crazy, as it probably is where you are. Like I think if we were to actually try and rent a place, it would be our biggest expense. So with that said, you know, the Airbnbs were still expensive, but we would only be renting for maybe 2 weeks or a month at a time.
And we could choose the time, so it could be off season, we could choose the place. Like we would save money overall, but right now we're saving because we're at my mom's house, and I think that's a learning for me too. I never thought that I would ever be living at my mom's house again. Neither did. Well, yeah, okay, but I didn't think that I would even be able to without losing my mind either. And that's been a nice surprise. Like it's been actually nice.
Very comfortable.
It has been comfortable.
Yeah.
We haven't really been clashing. Like it hasn't been like intense or annoying. So. Yeah.
So those are a few of the things that we have learned in the last 2 months, and we want to know how you can relate. So if there's any other things that you think we've missed, throw them in the comments below. It's been really fun to make videos during this time. You know, we've been able to experiment with some more creative videos, as well as just exploring the local area here and getting the drone up in the air again, which was really nice for the first time in 2 months. So I think there's still more to do here. You know, restrictions are slowly easing in Germany as they are across the world, it sounds like.
You've been able to go golfing.
Yeah, I've been able to go golfing a few times, which is really fun. I think I'm going to go disc golfing in Hamburg this week for the first time in a long time. But it's Sunday. We're having a very chill weekend here. The weather's great, and things are looking up. Other than the fact that we still can't really travel at all.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's the way it is. And that's the case for anyone. So let us know how you can relate to this video and to our learnings, I guess, from 2 months of not living nomadically. And drop us your questions in the comments.
So that's it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned because we've got a fun video coming up next. And that's the end of that. So
That's that.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.